Hi, I just wanted to give you a quick update as to what's happening in the UK economy because the figures for 2025 have now been released for the final quarter, and they show that GDP grew by a very disappointing 0.1%. And that was compared to estimates of 0.3%, so three times lower. And that gives us a full year GDP growth of 1%, which seems quite good at face value. But when you look at the breakdown of it, it was 0.1% in the final quarter, 0.1% in the third quarter, 0.2% in the second quarter, and 0.7% in the first quarter. So there was a lot of front loading in 2025, and that doesn't bode well for 2026. And the Bank of England recently downgraded its forecast for 2026 from 1.2% growth to 0.9% growth. So, what we're seeing in the UK is a real slowdown in the economy right now. And when you look at the breakdown as to what happened in the final quarter of 2025, most of the growth was driven by government spending. It was up by 0.4%. Consumer spending was only up by 0.2%. And most worryingly of all, business investment was down by 2.7%. And that was actually the biggest fall in business investment since 2021. So, what we're seeing here is that the growth in the UK economy, the limited growth, is actually being funded by the government. And obviously, the government is having to fund that from taxes and debt. So, that isn't a good combination because unless you get long term sustainable growth coming through the economy, then at some point the government will run out of cash or it's going to need to take on more debt. And we've talked previously about the debt problem in the UK at the moment because it's so high and the yields have gone up above 4.5%. It's costing the UK government a lot of money to keep borrowing. So it doesn't really want to keep having to do that. It would be far better off if it can actually pull in more tax and therefore fund all of its expenditure from its income. But unfortunately, that's a very difficult thing to balance up, particularly when the current government is increasing all of its spending. So I wanted to give you a very quick update. If you're enjoying these UK updates, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to see more, please let me know in the comments. I've deliberately kept this one very brief, very short, because I think that makes it more attractive for people to watch it. So let me know what you think of the length of this video, but just wanted to give you a quick update to say that the UK economy isn't in recession. We haven't got negative growth, but it is certainly stagnating. This is very much life in the slow lane at the moment. The UK is actually saying that it's the fastest growing economy in the G7 in Europe, which isn't really a big accolade, but so it's doing better than some of its European counterparts. But unfortunately, that doesn't mean that it's doing particularly well. It isn't going well at the moment. Things have really slowed down. And unless things start to pick up in 2026, we're going to see a lot of problems for the current government and in the UK economy. Construction has started to decline in the UK, and that's going to be a problem because long-term construction has been a big boom for the UK economy. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, then please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video. And here's something to put a smile on your face.